it don't matter anyway. Say money, money won't get you too far, get you too far.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to What Were We Talking About Again? The only podcast on the internet that can steam clean your carpets if you play it loud enough. I'm your host, Jake, and today I have a very special guest on the show. His name is Asterios Kokkinos.
Thank you for having me on, Jake. It's great to talk to you. It's great to talk to anybody, honestly. Most people, they don't want to talk to me. I try to talk to them in the grocery store, and they keep shopping. You know, I'll stick my car out the window, and I'll go, "Hey, let's be friends," and they don't look. They don't make eye contact. It's hard to make friends as an adult male, Jake. So thank you so much.
Believe me, I know the struggle.
You're my best friend now, Jake. I love you, Jake.
All right, I'm glad to hear that.
Okay. I'm not sure that's news to you, but it's good news, I hope.
Yeah, it's great news. Fantastic, even.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
Yeah. What if I was just like, no, that's the worst news I've heard all week?
Well, then I'd go to bed real sad.
Yeah.
Jake, is that what you want, Jake?
Absolutely not. No. I'm super glad to hear that you're excited to be talking to me. I'm excited for this episode. I have a feeling in my gut that it's going to be a good one. My gut
Damn right.
has almost never been wrong except for 50% of the time, but that's okay.
That's fine. Look, that's a coin flip.
Exactly.
That's as good as you can get.
It's better odds than winning the lottery, and people win the lottery sometimes. So,
Yep.
Exactly. Anyway, this is What Were We Talking About Again, as I've already mentioned. I guess I'm just gonna break down the rules of the show real quick.
Okay.
I don't believe you are familiar, so the way this is gonna work is I have a timer set for 15 minutes. Now, we're just gonna start talking, and then at the end of the 15 minutes, we have to switch topics to the last word or phrase I said when the alarm goes off.
Okay.
Or not necessarily me, it could be you as well. Whatever the last phrase uttered was, in other words.
Okay.
And, yeah, it could be a debate, a discussion, a delineation, a deportation. However things go, they go. But we do have to switch at the end of the 15 minutes interval, unless you're like in the middle of a story or something. Then we just, we give you a little leg room.
Okay.
All right, makes sense.
Yes.
Everything's all good.
Yes.
All right. Do you have anything to say before we start?
No.
Okay. Then I'm gonna start this timer in 3, 2, 1. Wait. Okay, we got it.
Okay.
Now, a lot in recent times in the news, you'll see people talk about people being, discriminated against or oppressed or victimized personally. But of course, throughout history, that has happened, and it's terrible. But I believe that in the modern day, there is one particular group, of which I happen to be a member, that is oppressed worse than any other throughout human history.
Gamers.
No, not quite. It is Android users.
Oh, yes. No, I was an Android user forever, man. Being an Android user fucking sucks. Because, now there's commercials for apps on TV, and it's like, coming to Android in 2065, this app, available for iPhone now.
Yeah, it's already been available for the last month on iPhone. But, you Android users are gonna have to wait a couple of years. And, we don't care. But it's not just that. It's also the way that people treat Android users. On Twitter all the time, you see those what a picture looks like on an iPhone versus an Android, and the Android one's all like messed up and blocky, which isn't even true. Androids a lot of Androids have better cameras than iPhone models.
Yes, they do.
And there's also a lot of vitriol and hatred against those green messages, which personally, I think with a little technical expertise, it's maybe possible to circumvent that and make people think you have an iPhone when you text them.
Is it? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not... Do you know how to do that?
No. It's definitely not possible because Apple keeps everything proprietary and secret and locked behind 3 saves.
Okay, so when you say it's possible, you mean like, if Steve Jobs' ghost like came back and told the new president of Apple to do it, he would do it. But otherwise, because I mean, honestly, I'll tell you right now, man. I'll tell you right now. I don't know if you're gay or straight, whatever one, you're fine. But if you're straight, chicks think Android users are poor, man. Like if you meet a new girl and you get that and you send that green text, it's over. It's over, man. So I was on Android forever because I think we can both agree they are objectively better phones. They're cheaper. They're more powerful. Their cameras are better. You can use widgets. You can access the file structure. Like, so you can store files on them. It's easier to add and take away MP3s. They are just better phones. But when I got married, I got so tired of not being able to, like, fix my wife's iPhone. And I got so tired because it's like, well, I was on Android and she was on iPhone. And, you know, sometimes the texts... they don't reach each other. You know, sometimes like they get lost cross-platform. So I literally was, and then our calls always get dropped. So I went to Verizon and I said, I want 2 of the exact same phone, please. So like finally we can just fucking talk to each other. And you know, after we got divorced, every time I went on a date, that's a blue bubble, not a green bubble. And I realized, oh no. The hotter the girl, the better the chance there is she's got an iPhone. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, okay, here's what made me think of this, you know, this whole debacle. I was on Tinder the other day.
Yes.
And I encountered a girl. She looked pretty cute. And then I decided, you know, maybe I'll take the plunge and swipe right on this broad. And then
what do you have to? You're talking about it like it's some sort of big momentous decision to move your thumb to the right.
Yeah, I know. I was torn between left and right. In other words, and so I went to her bio because the bio is like, you know, the last resort. If you're really not sure, then you look at the bio. It's not like the first thing you look at. But guess what her bio said?
iPhone only, please.
It said, if you are on Android, don't bother swiping right.
Yup.
And
that's literally what I just said.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm the most correct man. I love it.
You took all the words right out of my mouth. Like, girls hate Android with the passion, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't think this is some, you know, I don't think this is an organic hatred. I think Apple knew the exact shade of green to choose to make people hate people that don't have iPhones.
You're fucking right. It's like puke snot green.
Yeah.
Dude.
The worst
they
possible.
They could have just made it white.
Right? Or, you know, any other, like, a pleasant, like, life-giving green. No, they had to choose the grossest possible shade that makes me want to gouge my eyeballs out.
You're right. It could have been a verdant, lush forest green.
Yeah.
Or a hip, happening Kelly green. But instead, it's like... it definitely looks like what happened. It looks like the color you see all the time when you have a baby. Because that baby is just snotting up. Baby's a little snot factory, just snot up a storm.
Yep, snot green.
Yep.
And then,
dude,
if you
never even thought of that.
If you're on an iPhone and you have like Android users texting you often, I know it's, you don't consciously want to hate them, but you start to mentally associate that person with Snot Green. And, you know, after a while, you end up becoming very hateful of these Android users.
Yep.
Kick them out of the country.
I think you're 100% right. Like, you start to subconsciously judge them. Because here's the thing. Let's say we're all, one time in my life, I've had a group chat where everyone was on iPhone. And we're sending funny emojis and bitmojis, and they're doing the thing where you select a comment and you add a heart, and, oh, I'm sending this with the slam effect, and someone else sends it with the secret effect. And then you throw one Android user in that group text, and the whole group text goes to shit. So, yeah, you better believe people are developing subconscious biases. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually an iPhone user for about 2.5 years. I started on Android, and then I think I lost my phone or something like that. So I ended up getting a hand-me-down iPhone 4. Then my free upgrade was due, so I got a 5C. So for 2.5 years, I was on the iPhone train.
And then what happened? What did you do? How did you fuck this up?
You know what? Sort of like how, I guess, someone with, like, body dysmorphia isn't comfortable in their own skin. I wasn't comfortable in my own mobile computing environment.
You weren't comfortable on an iPhone?
I know.
Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. You started on Android, and then you went to iPhone, right?
Yes.
So, okay, no, that makes sense. Because now you know, because you knew how good you had it. The same thing happened to me. I'm on Android forever. I'm running Cyanogen nightly mod updates. Like, I'm tricking this thing out. I've got it jailbroken so much you might as well call it El Chapo. And then I go on an iPhone and there's all sorts of shit that I'm used to being able to do that I can't do anymore. Like, for a long time on my iPhone, we did not have the swipe keyboard.
They have that now?
They have it now. But, like, yes, like 8 years after the Android people, yes. Another thing that I wasn't able to do forever was tether. 8 years later, yes, I can tether. Like, we just got the ability to make calls over Wi-Fi like a year or two ago on iPhone. Of course, that is something that's been kind of like an Android since the beginning. All this bullshit. Yeah, you're right, man.
It really is one of the greatest injustices in human history. But, you know, those people in the East have it right, because over in the East, Android just completely crushes Apple at everything. Nobody really has an iPhone in, like, Korea.
Yes. That's it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Because, yeah, the rest of the world runs on Android. I mean, what are the statistics on the Android-iPhone split globally? Because I know we can figure it out. I'll Google it right now exactly. Android versus iPhone global usage. Yes. 99.6. Nope, that's wrong. God damn it. Why can't all the information just be in the headline?
Wait, where'd the 99.6 figure come in then?
It was 99.6% of phones run on Android or iOS. And it's like, yeah, no shit.
Oh, yeah, you know, shit. That 0.4% Windows phones. Or like some experimental hybrid OS.
BlackBerry. All right, here it is.
Forgot about those.
In 2006, 86.2% of phones worldwide were Android. 12.9% of phones were iOS. But I think a long-ass time ago I read something where it was like iOS users spend like 8 times as much money on apps and bullshit. Yeah, here we go. Here's another chart. Monthly in-app spend per user. This is from 2016. Android users spend about $7 a month on apps. iOS users spend $15 a month on apps.
Dude, that makes so much sense, because on Android, you can go online and... Don't do this, by the way. I'm not advocating for this, but you could download like an APK for a paid app for free.
Yep.
And iOS doesn't want you to do that. And it's I guess it's no wonder that the market favors iPhone so much, because if people are forced to spend more money to do what they want, then it's just the free market, People go where the money is.
Well, I think it's one of those things where it's like you got limited resources as a developer, so you're gonna put your eggs in the basket with the golden goose. Wait, I lost
whatever the metaphor was.
You could put all basket. You
could put the golden egg inside the golden basket full of $100 bills.
Yep.
That's definitely it.
That's what I meant to say, and I thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It really is a shame, though, because, it would be nice to get a little love every once in a while. Honestly, those 2.5 years that I had the iPhone, that's when I, peaked socially in high school, and I don't think this was a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I don't think it was either. You need to just do it, man. I hate to say it, but, if you're a single dude, now that I'm in a long-term relationship, I might fucking just go back to Android. Because it's what's this chick gonna do? Find a better guy? I don't think that's possible. What, is she gonna find someone with a hotter body? Impossible. Who makes more money? Absolutely not. Someone who's not being sued by Maddox for $20 million? I don't think so, buddy.
No chance.
Nope.
No chance. Such a guy doesn't even exist.
I've never even heard of such a guy.
Oh my goodness. iPhones, man.
Yeah, I know. So, it sucks. It sucks that there's the bias. It also sucks that Android phones they were like, okay, well, we'll be shitty too. I had a Galaxy 5 or 4, or I think it was an S3.
Oh yeah, you can't remove the battery packs anymore. What the hell is that?
Right, you used to be able to. But then, what Android realized was they were like, well, we can save what Samsung, I guess, specifically realized is we can make 6 cents if we don't let people swap out their batteries. Because, if you're a dumb dummy, when your battery stops working, you'll just say to yourself, "Oh, I'll go get a new phone." Yeah. Apple, speaking of Apple, they do the same shit with their computers. I own a 2011 MacBook Pro. I have it right here, and apparently my 2011 MacBook Pro is the last truly upgradable Apple laptop. Recently, I upped the RAM from 4 gigs to 16 gigs. A week ago, and I swapped out the old hard drive with a gigabyte SSD drive.
Yeah,
but with these new fucking Apple laptops, everything's all glued in and shit. Because again, they want you to be like, oh, my computer's not working. I'll go buy a whole new one. Because they make more money that way.
Wait, when you said upgradable, I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Because to me, it doesn't even seem humanly possible to make a computer that you can't open up and change the parts out. How do they do that?
Have you never? I'm not kidding when I say this. Have you not owned a MacBook or a Mac laptop in the past 5 years?
No. I've been Windows my whole life. I've never really been on that side of the fence.
Yeah, well, here's what they did. They just made I'm not kidding. They've turned their Mac laptops into giant iPhones. Parts are glued in using industrial glue. So now you can no longer flip it over, take out some screws, swap in some chips, replace ribbons. It's they intentionally made these things harder to self-repair so that, again, to speed up planned obsolescence.
I cannot believe that. Like, you purchased this device and you don't have the right to do with the hardware what you want, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And it's like, but it's like, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're
Apple
right.
fan. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Buy a Windows computer?
Honestly, most people don't care. So,
of course not.
Yeah. Like, why would they? Anyway,
Because a lot.
The timer actually went off, and it went off on the word old hard drives. Logistical error. I know you can't really hear it, but just take my word. That's when it went off. So I guess we're going to be talking about old hard drives.
I'll tell you. I mean, I can tell you something, but it's A, it's kind of gross, and B, it's really sad.
Gross and sad are my two favorite adjectives because they remind me of myself as an Android user. So go on.
Excellent. Okay. I fucking hate to say this, but all right. So, I brought my computer to my local Micro Center, which in New York, Micro Center is kind of like the Fry's Electronics of New York. It's like the nerd paradise. And they put my old hard drive in an enclosure. And I'm like, dope. And so I plug in my old hard drive. They like encrypted the whole disk. Making like copying shit over very difficult. And on Apple's like you could set multiple levels of encryption based on user preferences. But it's like, well, I'm the only user here, so I'm the administrator. So, like, I'm going to this hard drive, and I'm trying to set global level permissions to, I don't need encryption on the global level. At the root, can you just unencrypt this whole thing? I'm working super hard to just unencrypt it, and every time I do, it's taking forever. And so finally, I'm just like, this is taking so long. I had to get, like, a video out and export it, so I just unplugged the thing. And how they're always like, hey, don't unplug a hard drive
while it's in
the middle
use
of something. Yeah. But I'm always like, what's the worst that'll happen? Well, this time this thing ain't booting.
Oh, Jesus.
And the problem with that is all my old pornography is on it, and now it's gone forever.
Oh no, you lost the stash.
I lost the stash. Like years ago, man, when you were probably in grade school, they had, like, streaming wasn't a thing. Like, YouTube didn't happen until 3 years after I graduated from college. So,
damn,
well, how did we look at...
You're
how
old.
did we look at... Yeah, I know. So it's like, well, how did we look at video on the internet? I'll tell you how. Every video we watched was an uploaded QuickTime that would be fetched from a server. Now, sometimes it would be like a hinted download, but often not. So, way back when, what porno sites did was, well, they're all QuickTime files. So you can just right-click on them, download them, save them to your hard drive. Not anymore, because why would you do that when you could make it so that the only way to access all this stuff is by paying a monthly fee? And so what I'm saying is that some of this porno is never coming back.
Oh, that's so sad. Imagine you're a porn actor or actress and your work is just lost to history like that.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's
like
not
one of those...
It's not fair. It's not right.
Definitely not right. We need to... You know how they have MAME, which is like that arcade emulator, and their main goal is preserving gaming history or whatever?
Yeah.
Why don't they have MAME, but for porn?
That's such a really good and smart idea to, like, have an online museum of pornography.
Right?
That's a really goddamn good idea. Because I'm telling you right now, the first time I... So when I'm a little kid, when I'm like a teenager, my first chip was a Pentium 75. But and I had I think 4 megabytes of RAM and a Pentium 75. But that was too slow to, like, play a QuickTime file properly. And as a kid, I'm like, I had this clip of the pink Power Ranger from Power Rangers, Amy Jo Johnston, topless. And I'm like, I gotta And every time I would try to watch it, it would just play all choppy. I would have to like watch it frame by frame because it couldn't render the next frame. Like it couldn't do it.
So was every frame just burnt into your mind?
No, well, what I'm saying is because every frame would be like pixely. So I told my parents, like, can we upgrade my processor to a 225 megahertz Pentium 2? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I need it for games, but it was like I needed it.
Yeah, the real games. The only game you need to be playing.
The ultimate game, which is seeing the pink Power Ranger naked.
Right.
Yep.
And you got an upgrade just for that.
Yep. And you know what? It was worth it.
Dude, honestly, you know how they say war drives industry?
Yes.
I think porn does the same thing.
Yes, of course it does. At one point, I don't know if this is the case anymore, but at one point in like the mid-2000s, pornography made more money than video games, television, and films combined. I mean, the bottom has dropped out of it because all porno is available like pretty much for free now, you know, which is why like everybody has to go into like super niche fetishes. But yeah, for a long time, it was the thing. It was the thing that drove e-commerce.
Yeah, I can imagine. The first item sold online was a bag of marijuana, apparently.
Excellent.
Yeah, so porn and marijuana, the real drivers of the economy.
Well, it's what we want. It couldn't be simpler. It's like we'd like to use the internet to get the things. I mean, cryptocurrency is just a way for people to buy drugs or murders, right?
You could buy murder. Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Go on the Silk Road, my friend. You got to go on the Silk Road.
I don't know, man. I think I've always had this dream of just living liquid, but
yeah,
crypto is the exact opposite of liquid. What's the opposite of liquid?
Solid?
I don't know about that. It might be like plasma. Whatever. Anyway, metaphors aside, maybe crypto really will be the way to go in the future. Crypto's the one subject that I don't know as much about it as I should.
I can tell because you're an electrical engineer and you're and aren't you studying business as well? What were
statistics, electrical engineering and statistics.
Oh, okay. So even closer. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I remember you telling me that you had two majors that you actually needed to be smart. I was a film major. Like, you don't need to be smart. It's got to be a big dumbass. But what was I saying? Yeah, between those two things, you think you'd be fucking Mr. Crypto.
I think I know more than the average Joe, but not enough to say, yeah, I could explain that this whole crypto business to someone comfortably and have it make sense. Mm-hmm. You know?
You don't own any crypto?
I really don't. And I don't even have an investment portfolio right now. I need to...
You're in college.
My New Year's resolution was actually to start that up.
I mean, it takes extra money to do that. Like, do you have like an extra $100 a month you can do that with?
Not really. No, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, then don't worry. Everyone's always like, you know, if you started investing when you were 8, you'd be a millionaire by age 12. And it's like, yeah, okay.
With what money that I had when I was 8?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, yeah, thanks, genius. I know.
Yeah,
I'm well aware.
If you started investing when you were just a sperm in your dad's balls.
Yup.
Yeah.
And I did. And that's why I'm the rich, powerful man you're talking to today.
And just...
forget day trading. I did ball trading, and it worked out great.
That's the way of the future, though. You know,
yeah, you're goddamn right.
People injecting crypto into their own DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
To try to. That's the future.
Yeah, you're absolutely not wrong at all, even a little bit when you say that.
Not even slightly.
Yeah, because didn't Bill Gates do that? He was like, I put a chip in my arm so that when I walk into a room, the lighting comes on.
That's the lamest possible reason to have a chip in your arm. Just flip the switch.
No, I'm Bill Gates. That's a waste of precious energy.
A waste of energy?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
See, here's what Bill Gates misunderstands about, life. When you move your arm to, hit a light switch, your arm gets, slightly stronger, It's a slight workout. And that will help you open a door in the near future or whatever. By not expending the energy now, you're making it harder for yourself later.
Yeah. No.
Come on, Bill Gates. It's not that hard.
You don't gotta convince me. I remember reading an article a long ass time ago about the first dude that put a chip in his arm. And it was yeah, if this thing explodes, it will kill me. And it's well, then maybe don't do it.
The cost benefit here, I don't know which side it's gonna favor, but then you got an exploding arm and it's okay, well, maybe I'm not gonna do this. Maybe the future can wait. Maybe tomorrow isn't today. Perhaps we should beta test these things, or do some animal testing even.
Or how about this? Wait 2 years. It's not. We're probably not 100 years away from a chip that, if it explodes in your arm, might just make you really sick instead of instantly killing you. I don't know. That's just me. A guy who doesn't want to die to be the first at something.
Rich people, they just want to be in the future, even if it's only the present. You can't be in the future yet, Elon Musk. Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, and the future for that guy is just calling child rescuers pedophiles because they don't want to use his submarine. And it's what a fucking terrible future. You're supposed to be the man of tomorrow, not the man of right now. It's who are you, fucking Elon Musk or Mike Cernovich? What the fuck is wrong with you? This guy saved 12 kids' lives.
Cannot believe he actually did that.
That's because he got so butthurt. He got so goddamn butthurt. But to me, it's very heartening to know that even super rich, powerful people dating 19-year-old pop stars can get really triggered by Twitter.
She's 19? I mean? Hold up. Grimes is 19 years old?
Look, I've never heard of Grimes. Let me look up Grimes. I have no idea how old Grimes is.
Oh, okay. If she was my age, I would be hold up. There's, that half your age plus 7 rule?
No. What's that?
So it's the rule of thumb for the youngest person you could date. You have your age and then add 7 to it. And if they are at least that old, then it's not creepy. It's just a rule of thumb, of course. Of course, it varies per person. But I think it's pretty effective overall.
Oh, Grimes is 30? Oh. Wait, she was born in 1988?
Oh.
Then who the fuck cares? Wait, how old is Elon Musk? Elon Musk.
He looks like...
I literally thought he was dating a goddamn teenager. He's 47 and she's 30. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. He's a goddamn billionaire and she's a celebrity. That's fine.
That's fine. But accusing people of pedophilia for rescuing children from a cave is not...
Nope.
That's not fine. Imagine how much of an ego you must develop to just, this guy saved all these kids.
Yeah.
Their lives were in danger, and he changed that for the better. And then Elon Musk is no, this isn't okay, because I'm not the hero of the situation.
Yes. I fucking love it. He it's build your submarine faster next time, motherfucker. I don't know what to tell you. Don't blame the firemen that you got your hose there too late. Your tiny, shriveled little hose. Sorry a guy had a bigger hose than you and could put out this fire. He's got Grimes. electric cars. Wasn't he in Iron Man? He was in the first Iron Man movie.
Was he? I don't even know.
All right, hold on, I'm looking up Elon Musk. Yeah, I think he has like a cameo. He's like, Tony Stark, can I get 5 minutes of your time? Tony Stark's like, forget it, Musk.
Oh man,
You're
Elon
stupid.
Musk begging for some richer guy's time. Imagine that.
Yeah, who would have thought that Elon Musk might want the approval of a celebrity? Yeah, he's in Iron Man too.
Oh my gosh. He just sullied all of it. Like as of late, his reputation has really gone downhill. I feel bad for him almost, but he's a little bit of a, how would I put this? A supervillain. He's like a Lex Luthor almost type of character.
No. Lex Luthor is charming. Like he's like fucking. He's just revealed himself to be another Notch. Just like, don't matter how much money you got, how many Grimeses you date, you're still like a wiener. You're still like a nerdy wiener who feels like they're getting bullied by everyone. Like Notch sits in like a $2 billion. Doesn't like Notch own a house that used to be owned by like Puff Daddy or something?
Probably.
All right, now I'm gonna Google who owns Notch's house.
I wish I knew more, celebrity facts like these.
That's
Rich.
Okay, that's okay, buddy. He owns. Yes, he outbid Beyonce and Jay-Z to purchase the most expensive home ever bought in Beverly Hills. He owns a $70 million mansion in Beverly Hills, and all he does is like shit post on Twitter, like all the rest of us.
Dude, honestly, that's the dream life.
Is it though? It's what a sad dream that is. Sounds like the world's saddest dream.
Maybe.
It's like
he could be doing a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah, it's like if creating Minecraft and owning a $70 million house. Okay, according to this article I'm reading, his house has a candy room.
A candy room?
It has 15 bathrooms, all equipped with Toto Neorest toilets at a price of $5,600 each. There are vodka and tequila bars, a candy room, an 18-seat tiered screening room, and an 18-foot onyx dining table for $24,000. Imagine that. Imagine you've got
for
a dining room table
$24,000.
Imagine you got you have a dining room table made out of solid onyx, and you're just at it eating spaghetti alone and shit posting on Twitter, playing Candy Crush.
How many fulfilling relationships with females does that mansion come with? 0.
I know. I'm gonna look. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just gonna guess. Like, probably has hookers come over. Why not? If you could afford it. But it's just like, what a sad, sad life for Notch. Isn't it weird that, like, I feel bad for a guy who got paid $2.5 billion by Microsoft for his dumb,
block game.
Dumbass block game that just happens to be addictive to 8-year-olds?
Honestly, addicting 8-year-olds is the way of the future.
No, it's a very smart. If you're going to addict anybody, because you can get them for life.
Exactly.
Because they have like their allowance and shit, and they're not like us. They're not spending it on food or college or rent or whatever. Like, these kids are spending it on new dances in Fortnite.
Yeah, new dabbing patterns in Fortnite.
Yes, exactly. It's like this is an even deeper dab, and for $20 you can have the deepest dab possible. It's so deep, your character literally takes a shovel, digs a ditch, and then dabs into the ditch. That's a deep dab, my friend.
But you gotta pay the $20.
Yep, $20.
Okay.
You're a kid. All right, what do you got? What's the word? What is it?
So the timer went off like a long ass time ago.
Sorry.
Went off on the word like mansion, I think. So I guess we could talk about mansions. But
that's fine. What's
first,
the nicest place you? Oh, what?
We're gonna do the little mid-roll break, I guess. This is a new thing for the show. I'm gonna play some calming music right now.
Sounds good.
And we're just gonna mid-roll for a little bit. So I have an announcement to make. I am releasing a new video titled Top 10 Manliest Mathematicians. Should be going up next week as of the time this is uploaded. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You have anything you want to say?
You mean plug?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, why the hell not? You could, you're listening to a podcast right now. You like podcasts there, guy. Well, as long as you got your podcast app open, I want you to go search for something called the Asterios Kokkinos Podcast Factory. Most comedians make one podcast, and you hear it every week, and it's boring. And you're like, oh, God, when will it end? When will someone kill me? When will someone put me out of my misery? I crave the sweet release of death. Why was I born? I never asked to be born. I hate this podcast so much. Not me. Every week, you get a brand new show, and you never know what it's going to get. You might get an episode of Science Friction, my sci-fi comedy game show where comedians earn points for their opinions and how close those opinions are to my opinions. Maybe you'll hear Porg Chatter, the only podcast on the internet dedicated exclusively to the birds from Star Wars. Or maybe, just maybe, you'll hear Waifu Wars, which is where I talk to real-life anime nerds who are really in love with these goddamn cartoon girls, and they really think like they're in a relationship with these cartoon girls, and it's weird, man. And I talk to these like real life guys, and it gets pretty crazy. And you can hear all of them at the Asterios Kokkinos Podcast Factory. Search for that on iTunes or the Google Play Store, or go to AsteriosPodcasts.com.
The other day, I binge listened to Asterios Kills a Kid.
Oh! Tell people what that's about.
So basically, it's Asterios and his girlfriend, and kids send in their, average, sometimes not so average, life problems. They're usually a bit mundane, and then Asterios and Sriracha come up with the most wayward, hilariously inappropriate ways to solve those problems. It's the greatest thing ever.
Well, thank you. Look, I'll give you an example, but thank you for listening, by the way. That is nice of you. So, like, this one kid writes in, and he's like, I accidentally called my teacher dad. What do I do? Now, most people would be like, hey, just wait it out. In a couple of weeks, kids will make fun of something else. Or, most people would be like, hey, just laugh it off. Maybe try to turn it into a joke, call every teacher dad or mom, and maybe start a trend. But here's our advice on Asterios Kills a Kid. You break up that teacher's marriage, you break up your parents' marriage, you get your mom to marry your teacher, and you literally make your teacher your dad. So that you can go back to your classmates and go, yeah, he is my dad. Fuck you. I'm the best. and then, much like in the classic game Fortnite, take a big ditch and do a deep dab. So, those are the kinds of solutions you'll get on Asterios Kills a Kid. Part of the Asterios Kokkinos Podcast Factory.
Yeah, it really is quite a factory. Anyway, so I guess that was the mid-roll. Cut the calming music. We're gonna talk about mansions in 3, 2. So okay. You were asking me before I rudely interrupted.
I had a question, which is, what's the nicest place you've ever lived?
I would have to say the house that I lived in from, it was like age 5 to 16, I want to say. My dad owned it. It was a big place, 3 stories, 2 bedrooms, and we expanded it to 3. A big finished basement with an air hockey table.
You had an air hockey table growing up?
Yeah, honestly, didn't even use it as much as you would think. But my sisters would always throw the greatest parties at this house. And I would be hanging out with significantly older kids who I couldn't even remotely relate to. and it was great.
Was this in New Jersey, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, it was.
Oh, wait, so are you hanging out with, like, hot Jersey party girls?
Not quite. I mean, it was high school parties, so...
Yeah, that's what I
hot
mean.
high
like
school
hot...
girls.
Well, yeah, yes. You mean most high school girls? Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you're
Thank
right.
you. So, like, So, like, how much younger are you than these hot Jersey high school girls?
It was between 3 and 5 years age difference.
Oh, okay. So are they kind of like, haha, you're so cute. I bet you've never had your first kiss yet. And then you're like, no, I haven't. And they're like, well, get over here, son. It's time to show you how we party in New Jersey. And then
it didn't
big smoocheroo.
Didn't quite happen. Still haven't had the
Hmm.
first kiss yet, to be completely honest with you. But I'm working on it.
Well, listen, if you don't mind me asking, what grade are you in college?
I'm a sophomore as of this September.
Okay.
I've been to a few college parties, but didn't have the gall to ask a girl out just yet. I'm waiting. I'm gonna do it eventually.
Hey, I'm not here to judge you or rush you. I didn't have sex until I left college because I was like, well, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to just like throw sex away at like some dumb party.
Yeah.
I'll just let you know if you ever want advice, or if you ever want dating advice or any of that stuff, you come to me. I'll help you out.
Cool. Thanks, Asterios.
Well,
the world could use more people like you.
I'm here to help. I'm America's acquaintance.
America's
That's
acquaintance.
what they call me. America's acquaintance. I'm the good boy of comedy, my friend. I'm here to help.
Absolutely. I mean, even just coming onto this podcast was probably a big help. I imagine I'm going to get more attention than I've gotten pretty much my whole podcasting career from having you on.
Yeah, you might get 3 more downloads. I'm sure it'll be great.
It really will.
Actually, well, I hope so. Look, I hope I get 3 downloads. Are you kidding me? What was I going to say?
Something about dating. Oh, I know a kid who,
yes.
He
I was
was
going to talk about mansions.
He was so messed up when he lost his virginity that he didn't even remember it.
Yeah, some people...
Very sad.
I'll tell you what, though. When I finally did lose it, I was like, that wasn't that big a deal. Why did I wait so long? And why did I think this was special or important?
Yeah.
Like, if I had to do it all over again, I would have had sex with that crazy girl in freshman year.
Yeah,
right now.
Main character of The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath goes through that kind of realization. You know that book, the very overrated one about depression?
I know. I think I was supposed to read it in college, but instead I think I just watched The Angry Nintendo Nerd.
Angry Nintendo Nerd? Yeah. Better use of your time.
This was back when it wasn't on YouTube. You had to go to screwattack.com and download these big MP4 files. You had to set it to download, go to your class, and then come home and watch it.
That was the internet back then, man.
Imagine not having access to the Angry Nintendo Nerd in your pocket at the tip of your fingers. Can you imagine such a nightmare world?
However did you people live?
I don't know how you're still alive. I don't know how I'm still alive. If I wanted to hear something called a shitload of fuck, I had to plan my night around it. You kids take it for granted.
Kids these days.
Kids. What was I saying?
Something about mansions. I don't want to lose this point. So
no, mansions. I'm trying to think of the nicest place I've ever fucking lived. Have I ever lived a place? I guess one time now I remember. A long ass time ago, I lived with this girl outside of college. And we lived in a little town called Whittier, California. It's where Nixon went to college. And I'm not kidding. It's also where Nixon rigged his first election. Because Nixon rigged the class presidency at Whittier College. He also, what was I saying? Oh, you ever heard of a movie called Pleasantville?
I live very close to a actual city called Pleasantville, actually. Oh, is that movie where... Actually, just go on. I'm not gonna... I don't think it's that movie. Yeah.
Look, I've never seen it either. I just know about it. But like Pleasantville, it's a movie about like the 1950s and like everything's all nice and shit. And they shot Pleasantville in Whittier. Like Whittier was literally Pleasantville. That was a pretty nice place. We had an above ground pool. What else did we have? What else did we have that was cool? A little backyard barbecue pit. It was very nice.
Very nice. Now, would you say that is your best living experience? Or is that just like in terms of raw assets at the house, it was the nicest place you've lived?
It was nice because it was like it wasn't like the house, it was just the town. It was like right down the street. You could go get the best potato tacos in California. There was Trader Joe's right around the corner.
Did you just say potato tacos?
Oh, dude, you'd never had a potato taco?
I've never even heard of this.
It's like they take big scoops of mashed potatoes, they put them inside a hard shell, and then they fry the whole thing shut.
That sounds incredibly dry.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I'm going to need a glass of, your finest water after eating that.
Yeah. Or some horchata. Get some horchata, which they also make there. Yeah, it was just so sweet. I mean, honestly, my place right now in Brooklyn, though, I really enjoy. I live in a part of Brooklyn that is so far away from all the fun New York shit. Like, okay, when you think of New York, you think of Times Square.
Right.
It's an hour and a half away from Times Square by train. You in New Jersey can probably get to Times Square faster than I can via the path.
I don't know about that. I'm like nearer to the
Philadelphia
side, but
okay.
Let's not talk exact logistics here. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see the point.
Well, I got friends in Hoboken that get to Times Square faster than me. It's like, what the heck? What the goddamn hell? What the hell, man? I live in Brooklyn. What do you mean I can't get to Times Square? I live in New York City. But because it is too far away to gentrify, you get some space for your money. Because it's just like, yeah, we only rent to old people here. Like, so, I got a nice... You're not going to believe this. I got 4 closets.
4? Do you use them all?
No. I had to, get... Thank God I bought a lighting kit for my web show. So, now one of the closets, has a bunch of lights in it and a big green screen and sandbags and shit. One of my closets I use to keep toiletries. I keep food in one of the closets. And then in the other closet, I didn't know what to do with it. So it's just, if I buy a new piece of hardware, that's where I put the box in case I have to return
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, now that I'm talking about it, it's like I'm really wasting that 4th closet. I don't own enough things. And what am I going to do? Go buy things just to put them in a closet? I can't think of anything more American than that. But
that is the most American thing.
Yeah, but much like we talked about before, it's like, yeah, I don't have any money. What the hell am I going to do? You think I'm investing every... Yeah, I'll take some Disney stock, please. And some solid gold toilet paper. Fuck you!
You have a legal defense and legal offense to fund as well.
I do.
Believe. Yeah.
I sure do.
Hope that goes well for you.
I'll be alright.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me, baby. I'll live it. Live it up, live it down.
Have you ever been in like super severe debt before?
No, this is the first time.
That's unfortunate. So it's your first rodeo?
Yeah, I mean, this is
I don't mean to bring up harsh life topics like this, so we could just move on.
No. I apologize. I'll tell you what's happening right now, which is why I'm pausing.
Okay.
A comedian that I used to do comedy with was inside the Trader Joe's where there was a hostage situation in Los Angeles. I'm reading a tweet from him right now where he says gunman walked in shooting, and so he ran for it and ducked behind a barricade. So that's what this. Don't worry, I'm not like, wah, I got sued by an idiot. It's like, yeah, look, I got sued by an idiot, and yeah, I'm in $26,379 worth of legal debt. I got the rest of my life to get out of this debt, and I got the rest of my life to countersue this guy. I'll be all right. Like, if I had it to do all over again, and for your listeners who might not know.
Right.
Again, my name is Asterios Kokkinos. I'm a comedian. And, so here's what happened. I make fun of people. I make fun of Trump. I make fun of Elon Musk. I make fun of Cernovich. I make fun of everybody. I'm a comedian. That's what we do. We hop on Twitter. We make fun of people. Well, the world's first internet troll, a guy named Maddox. He ran a very popular website in the 1990s called The Best Page in the Universe. This guy, he made a career out of making fun of people, making fun of everybody, making fun. Well, I made fun of him. I recorded one little comedy album that called him nasty names hundreds of times to the tune of various royalty-free Christmas carols. There's a word that conservatives don't like to be called. It's the word cuck. They hate being called a cuck. And I'm like, well, I hear you guys hate being called a cuck, so...
Allow me to do that.
So I'm going to record an album called Cuckmas Carols, bald-headed lies, and call you with songs like cuck, 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 Maddox is a cuck. Just going to call you a cuck hundreds of times. Well, he sued me and my employer and the lawyer that worked at my employer and Patreon and a customer service representative at Patreon and my friend Dick and my friend Tab for $20 million. He sued all of us.
$20 million each. I think we should clarify there.
You know what? Thank you for clarifying. There were 16 causes of action in this civil lawsuit, each carrying a penalty of $20 million. Now, you're a statistics major. What's 20 times 16?
It is...
Are you getting on your calculator?
320.
Yeah, I'm also getting on my calculator. Yeah, 320. Yes, a $320 million lawsuit in the New York State Supreme Court. Of course, the lawsuit was thrown out in less than an hour because it's insane, but it takes as much money to defend against a legitimate lawsuit as it does to defend against a bullshit lawsuit. You still got to hire a lawyer, and that lawyer still got to go defend your name, and it's still expensive, and it still sucks. And so, yeah, look, if you're listening right now, if you're moved by my story, you could chip in a buck or two to my legal defense. You Google GoFundMe and the Asterios Kokkinos Legal Offense Fund. Because what I want to do is countersue this guy for ruining my name and for making up a bunch of weird shit about me. And so, yeah, I want to countersue this guy for malicious prosecution. Because it's like, you can't just sue somebody because they made... A comedian shouldn't be able to sue another comedian for making fun of him.
Honestly, it's not even like comedian shouldn't be able to sue a comedian. Nobody should be able to sue anyone for making fun of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is definitely true. But it would be one thing if it was like, hey, I made an album making fun of my neighbor, a private citizen.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But he's a public figure.
That's the thing. He's a comedian who made a career out of making fun of people. But I made fun of him with one little album. Boom. $20 million, $380 million lawsuit. So anyway, you can look it up. But if you don't have any money, because I don't either, just listen to my podcast. They're both good options.
So the timer went off on ruining our lives.
Oh, there you go. No, I want to tell you, and I'm sorry to say this. This is probably the last round I can go because I got to go to bed. It's getting late where I am.
Oh yeah, we normally only do 4 rounds, and this would be our last one anyway. So
let's do
perfect. All right, ruining our lives. Very uplifting note to end on. So
you got anything?
I mean, I hope I don't end up ruining my life somehow. Right now, it's going pretty well for me.
How would you? What is the closest, easiest way you could ruin your life?
I
you got
guess.
Any friends that do meth?
No, I don't. I do have some like shady friends, but I really don't. Do social stuff with them. I just talk to them on Twitter like a normal person. So I guess the fastest way I could ruin my life would be to somehow fail out of college. That would really suck. Then it's just like these last, couple years of my life have just been for nothing, and you still have to pay off the tuition that you already got. So it would just really suck overall.
That wouldn't ruin your life, Trevor. Plenty of people have failed out of college. Plenty of people have never gone to college.
Yeah, but, just the way...
ain't gonna ruin your life.
Maybe.
No. Which of your friends has meth? Come on, you gotta have one. Everyone's got that one friend that does meth.
I think I have my mind on someone. We'll just call him Throbert, because I don't want to give any names.
I get it. I have no idea who that could be.
Yes, who's Throbert?
Sounds like a real heartthrob.
No. His real name isn't even Robert.
No. Yeah, somebody tells me you're not going to give the real name of your friend that does math, or your high school acquaintance.
Yeah, something tells me.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
No, I got you.
Yeah, because it's like, man, imagine this: you're at a party, you meet a real hot girl, like real hot, like whatever you're into, she's that. And then she's like, let's go to the closet and make out. And you're making out with her. And she's like, hey, you know what would take this makeout sesh to the next level? If we turn this makeout sesh into a meth out sesh. And you're like, I don't know. I guess a little meth wouldn't kill me. And the next thing you know.
Boom. Meth addict.
Meth addict, life ruined. No teeth. No, call you Toothless Joe. I mean, I know your name isn't Joe, but if it was, that's what I'd call you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That would ruin my life. I've actually been very, very deliberate in never taking any illicit substances. I'm basically a total prude.
Well, I don't know if the word. I mean, prude implies judgment, and something tells me that you don't look down on people who smoke pot or drink.
No. I don't. People can do whatever they want. It's just like I don't want to, so I'm not gonna. But no, I've never even tried, and people always, sometimes will get on my case, like, don't knock it till you try it. Well, I'm not knocking it. Yeah, I don't want to. That's the end of it. Let's just enjoy the rest of this party.
Yeah. You know who else doesn't drink? Donald Trump.
Trump doesn't drink?
Yeah, that's his thing. He's like, never had a drink.
Oh, I'm sure he's had at least one, right?
Nope. Google it.
Incredible.
Google it. He's like, alcohol, no. All of my bad decisions are pure Donald, baby. 100% Trump. I can blame none of my mistakes on alcohol, only on hubris. I'm Donald Trump, baby.
So
He doesn't even say baby. I don't even know why I have to say baby. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo.
But here's the thing.
Dumpy-doo.
Did
Trump.
he ever deny doing meth?
Oh, my God.
I think I've uncovered something here.
Maybe that's what happened to his fucking hair. Does meth in your hair? Look, here's what I'll say. I bet it doesn't make it thicker.
Hell no. No.
Yep.
picture a meth head in your mind right now.
Okay.
How does their hair look?
Kind of stringy, like a bird's nest.
Exactly.
Oh,
We're really onto something here.
oh, we better hop on Twitter right away.
Gotta call up CNN real quick.
We gotta call. Here's who we have to contact in order. Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders also has wispy hair, though. You don't think he'll be a little offended by this?
Yeah, but Sanders, he's not hiding it. He's just like, yes, I know. I'm a big baldo. I look like an idiot. I got the big shiny head. You can toss my head in a bowling ball polisher. They call me Chrome Dome.
It's a great Larry David, I gotta say.
Thank you.
All right.
I do it even.
Next.
Now here's Trump as Larry David as Bernie Sanders. I want free college. I think everyone should have free things, and white people should be put into space. Get rid of the whites. I'm Bernie Sanders. My candidacy's huge, tremendous.
I think the more layers you do, the more of a disconnect there is.
What?
I think you should maybe two layers tops.
I can't.
Maybe.
I think if anything, this impression should be more complicated. Here's Jack Nicholson as Trump, as Larry David, as Bernie Sanders. All right. Hey, why don't y'all take a chicken? I'll take some toast. I want the toast to be tremendous and free. Perfect.
Do you think you could have countably infinite layers of impressions?
Well, yes, because I'm a great comedian.
Eventually it becomes unrecognizable, though.
No.
Imagine passing through all 8 billion people living on Earth. Or, we're not at 8 billion yet, are we? 7.6 billion, maybe?
We're getting up there.
We're getting there.
But I'm telling you, man, the more layers I add to this, if anything, the clearer and cleaner it gets, in my opinion. Look, just Lorne Michaels, if you're listening, I'm willing to, I could be Nicholson as Trump, as David as Sanders tonight on SNL. I mean, it is Saturday night. Saturday Night Live, I'm not kidding. It starts in 8 minutes. Yep. So Lorne Michaels, if you're listening to this, I could hop on the LIRR right now. Probably be out there in time for I could probably be there by 12:50 to close the show with it.
I wish this was live, but unfortunately it doesn't get uploaded till later. But maybe next week. Maybe next episode of SNL. You could be Jack Nicholson as Larry David as Bernie Sanders as... That wasn't the right order.
Nope. That's okay, though. I mean...
It doesn't matter. It's commutative, right? As long as you have all the right people in there, it doesn't matter.
No, they're entirely different. Okay, now here's Bernie Sanders doing Larry David doing Donald Trump. I met with Russia, and it was tremendous, huge. I love this guy. Would have given him a kiss on the lips. Make America great again. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Perfect.
See, it's it adds a different flavor. It's like finely crafted layers of a tiramisu, my comedy. That's why they call me the tiramisu comedian.
They call you that, huh?
Well, I mean, by they, I mean, I call me that.
Only in this particular instance.
And I mean, this is on. And if I'm being perfectly frank, this is the first time I've
ever.
Another lonely Saturday night for the tiramisu comedian.
It's like the signature of tiramisu comedians having lonely Saturday nights.
Yep, just another lonely Saturday night for America's greatest comedian, Asterios Kokkinos. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it's not lonely. You have me.
Oh god.
Listen, any Saturday
it somehow
night.
got lonelier when you said that. I'm sorry. No offense. It somehow got lonelier when you said that. Oh god.
All right, point taken.
Anyway, wait, what was the topic again? Ruining your life?
Well,
how much time do we have left?
We have 4 minutes 51 seconds.
I could talk about ruining my life. Ruining your life. Ruining your life. Ruining your life. Ruining your life.
What's the closest your life has ever been to being ruined?
No, I mean, my life is currently ruined, so don't, there's no reason to get...
Can't get any closer than on the nose, I guess.
We don't have to get too abstract. It's not really... It's less of a thought exercise and more of a long, deep sigh. That is my life. But anyway... well, I guess the easiest and quickest way for me to intentionally ruin my life would probably be to become one of those Times Square mascot people, because I would take it very personally if someone snapped a picture of me and didn't pay me, and I can see myself taking things too far. A lot of people make fun of the guy who was Elmo for beating the shit out of somebody.
I don't think... Wait, is that the same guy who's I hate Jews?
I'm sorry?
Okay, so there's this video of a guy in an Elmo costume, and then he takes off his Elmo hat and starts screaming at a Jewish girl, I hate your race, you're disgusting people, I'm a 40-year-old man and I can say what I want, and then he's being arrested shortly thereafter.
First off, thank you for telling me about this. This is the only time I have ever found anti-Semitism funny. Who thought, through the simple addition of an Elmo costume, anti-Semitism would go from one of the most virulent problems in society that has existed for centuries to a pretty great anecdote on a podcast? I gotta see this. Was that in Times Square?
It looked like New York, but I can't be certain.
Well, look, I mean, there's only one place in the city where there are Elmos, and it's Times Square. I've been around a lot of the city, man. I've been everywhere, man. And I'm telling you right now, it's 99% of the Elmos are in Times Square.
The highest Elmo concentration.
Yeah.
Per area.
I mean, look, if you're in a scavenger hunt and it's get a selfie with Elmo,
go to Times Square.
You could walk around the Bronx until you found a guy going to or from a kid's birthday party. But I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you're a statistician. I'm pretty sure you'd back me up on this.
No, I definitely do.
It's not statistically impossible to find an Elmo in a Staten Island.
No, but it's a statistically insignificant chance.
Exactly.
Less than 5%.
Never say no. Yeah, less than. Look, it's at least less than. I'm going to say you've only got a 75% chance to run into Elmo at Seduto's in Staten Island, whereas you got a 99.9% chance to run into him in Times Square, and at all times of night too. If you're looking for a selfie with Elmo at 3 a.m., you had Times Square. He's
3 a.m. Elmos.
He's drunk, but he's there. I mean, clearly he's drunk if he's yelling at innocent women of the Abrahamic faith.
Yo, imagine. All right, here's the concept.
I'm listening.
Elmo, but he just smoked weed.
Wait a minute. So I think that would instead of tickle me Elmo, that would be bake me up, smoke me up Elmo. Wait, what's the pun? We got to come up with the pun.
Tokel me Elmo.
Now see, that's why you're in college and I'm not. I'm not kidding. That's a fold. As a comedian, fold. I'm not gonna top Tokel me Elmo. I'm not gonna try.
I gotta say, that really came out of nowhere. Like, I'm surprised I was able to come up with that one.
I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
Very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. That's all I can say.
Appreciate it. So, we have 10 seconds left.
Okay. So, don't do meth and don't dress up as Elmo and scream it.
Well, I mean, we have our
Jewish women.
We have our outro, even after this alarm goes off, which it just did.
Like something telling me that you weren't going to unplug your computer and throw it in the river at the end of the 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The TV show 24. This is actually perfect because my phone, which I'm recording on, is at 1%.
Okay,
so
great.
Let's get that outro out.
All right. So, do you remember the 4 topics that we discussed today?
Yes, we talked about mansions.
Okay.
We talked about ruining your life.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't think we had an initial open. I mean, the opening topic was just about Android versus iPhone.
Correct.
And then, of course, we had topic number 4.
Ah, yes, that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think it goes without saying. It would be insulting to say it. Our audience, the audience doesn't need us to look
of
down
course.
on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Honestly, the whole point of this whole show is to quiz people at the end to see if they remember. And, I don't think there's been a single time we've gotten all 4.
Well, I'll get the 4th one now. I'll get it.
No, it's fine.
No.
Oh.
Androids. Talking about androids. Until we're talking about girls. Talking about... Oh, and then I think the 4th one was like sad shit. Because when my hard drive died, it was sad.
Oh, it was dead hard drives. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. I got all 4.
Yeah, you did. Genius.
It was bummers. It was like something to the equivalent of big bummers.
Yeah. No, I think it was just hard drives. Like old hard drives.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, do you have any things you want to, clarify or just for the record, any corrections you want to make or anything else you want to say? If you have an additional thing you'd like to plug, you could do that now as well. Oh
God, no! I stand behind all the garbage I just said. But
right.
but seeing as again my poor sweet iPhone is about to die, I would recommend to all that you go to AsteriosPodcast.com or search for the Asterios Kokkinos Podcast Factory. Listen, laugh, learn, love, enjoy yourself.
And go to patreon.com/Asterios as well.
Well, you could go, look, if you already listen to my podcasts and you want to get them 4 days before the losers, the oi polloi, the commoner, the
lay
humans,
people.
The human trash, as I like to call them, who can't donate a single dollar. You can go to patreon.com/Asterios. You'll get my videos early. You'll get my like right now I'm uploading a brand new episode of my my anime talk show Waifu Wars, and Patreon people will get that 4 days early. Everyone else, you'll just have to wait.
Splendid. Sounds like a great deal.
It's just $1.
It really is. Just $1 for 4 days. That's like 6 million times minimum wage. Don't do the math on that one. I'm right.
Don't do it. He's a statistics major. He did the math. You don't need to.
Anyhow, just so that your phone doesn't die while we're recording this has been What Were We Talking About Again? Thank you all very much for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments or whatever. Signing out now.